What's up? So, I guess I've come to the realization that I've never actually sat time to explain in a video about my training manual Strength Lab. I get asked a lot of questions regarding what am I doing for training, what do I think of X, Y, and Z program, so I guess part of that would be the fact that no one knows I have a book out. So, for all those following me, Strength Lab is my current book. It's relatively thick. It's really not full of any bullshit. I didn't fill it with a bunch of bullshit pictures or any of that type of stuff. It's simple programming. It's sub-maximal training, and it's built for athletes. If you're looking to maximize power and strength at the same time and minimize injury while you're in the gym, this is what you're going for. I've used it for powerlifting, I've used it for weightlifting, I've used it for throwing, and a lot of other people have done the same, and it's worked really, really well. Basically, the program breaks down into some blocks. You have strength blocks and you have speed blocks. Each of those are divided up into 5 weeks. You have 4 weeks on, 1 week off. You'll hit some rep maxes. There's a lot of similarities to Mindset of 5-3-1. I believe that program has worked really, really well for me. The biggest difference from that is I have a dedicated Olympic day. So it's a 3-day-a-week program with a dedicated Olympic day at the end of the week. This does a couple things for me. At the end of the week, I want to be able to move fast again, typically because I compete on weekends. So do most track athletes or football players. So this is going to take some of that load off at the end of the week so that you can get back into moving quickly and powerful to get ready to compete. That's going to be the biggest change. The book is 82 pages long. Really go into depth and explain the hate. One of the things I have in here is also the hate block. If you're not into block periodization and you're not really prepping for a meet, you're not preparing for anything like that, the hate block is just going to be a 5-week program, 3 days a week, that you can basically run forever. This is going to maximize strength and power, really simple. And when I say simple, look, the way I feel about it is getting stronger really isn't that difficult. You're going to do some reps for some sets for an extended amount of time with a gradient of what percentage you're going to use. And so that's going to really make a difference. That's where you're going to make your gains, and that's where you're going to make progress. Is keeping smart and always being able to hit something with more reps than failing and being crushed under a weight. I don't believe in training to the point of failure. If you want to hit something hard and do some hypertrophy work, I've got the accessories built in for that. I believe in those things, but I believe your main lifts, the biggest thing you need to do is hit those reps and hit those reps hard and strong. Being strong does a lot for athletes. You know, it's going to keep you confident in your lifts and keep you feeling like you're making progress. And that's the idea. It's going to be 5 and 10 pound jumps forever. It's not going to be, you know, a 50-pound jump here and then you're going to stall out for the next 8 months. This is a beginner program, this is an intermediate program, and this is an expert level program for a guy like me. You know, if you're going to be powerlifting and everything, I explain in there pretty in depth how you would incorporate your actual powerlifting training, whether geared or raw, into this. This is your general strength guide for any sport. No matter what it is you're doing, this is some simple stuff that you can do in the gym for about an hour, 90 minutes a day, 3 days a week, that you can help build strength that will aid in performance of whatever sport it is you're deciding to participate in. So check out the book, thehate.com. There's apparel there as well. And check out the book. Also our training lab, which is the first version I wrote of this, and it is specifically for throwers. Whether, you know, I wrote it for Highland Games in mind, but the exact same program would work beautifully for a track and field athlete. Shot putters and stuff like that are a little bit more demands, and you've got to realize you're not always going to be geared up for one meet. Whereas powerlifting, you know, you've got probably 3 or 4 competitions a year, and you're going to compete 16 weeks from now or 12 weeks from now. I'm going to be competing maybe in that 12-week block. I may compete 4 times or 8 times for that matter. So I need to know which one I want to focus on. That's going to be your conference, that's going to be your regionals, and that's going to be your national level competitions as a track and field athlete. You need to be ready to compete at those at the best. Don't do your best at the small game when it's really not on the line. Be your best when it counts You know, give yourself the best opportunity you can to be successful. And that's what the program's really about, and that's what it's going to dial into. So again, check it out, thehate.com. Working on some new stuff. I'm going to be adding more and more mobility work for athletes, and cheers, enjoy.